Bystander apathy. It depends on who's there. Introduction. The classic view of bystander apathy holds. Popular accounts often reduce this phenomenon to the blanket maxim, more bystanders, less helping, yet decades of research reveal a far more nuanced picture. Whether someone steps forward hinges on who is present, how they perceive the situation, and the nature of the setting, real or virtual. To understand why helping behavior varies, we must examine four key moderating factors: victim helper similarity, the ambiguity of the emergency, group cohesion among bystanders. Victim helper similarity: people are more likely to help those whom they perceive as similar to themselves. By shared identity, background, or group membership, experiments demonstrate. In-group bias: when victims share salient traits, e.g., same hometown, ethnicity, or organizational affiliation, bystanders feel greater empathy and personal responsibility. Boosting intervention rate, even in crowded settings. Social identification, strong identification with the victim's group. For example, white participants in a lab study were more likely to assist a white Confederate in distress when they believed the Confederate was from their own university. Irrespective of how many others were present, this similarity effect shows that bystander numbers interact with social bonds. A group of strangers may inhibit helping, but a crowd of peers can galvanize. 2. Emergency ambiguity. The clarity of the situation critically shapes bystander responses. Clear versus ambiguous cues. When an emergency is unmistakable, a person collapsed and unconscious, bystanders recognize the need for help and are more likely to act, even if many others are present. Conversely, in ambiguous situations, e.g., hearing a cry muffled behind closed doors, people hesitate, each waiting for someone else to interpret the event. Pluralistic ignorance. In ambiguous emergencies, bystanders look to each other for cues if no one else reacts. Thus, the effective bystander number is not uniform. A large crowd in an unambiguous crisis can mobilize multiple helpers. 3. Group cohesion. The degree of mutual familiarity or cohesion among bystanders. Strangers experiments compare groups of friends to groups of strangers witnessing the same emergency. Friends coordinate more quickly, leveraging established communication channels and trust, whereas strangers exchange glances and defer to one another. Shared purpose. In teams or groups with a common goal, such as sports fans exiting a stadium, members often intervene to help a fellow supporter, perceiving the act as an extension of group solidarity. Strong cohesion reduces diffusion of responsibility. Each member anticipates that others will step in if needed, but also feels personally accountable within the group network. 4. Virtual versus real-world differences. Online environments and laboratory simulation yield patterns that can diverge from real-life scenarios. Online bystanding. In digital spaces, social media bystander posts, people may like or comment, but rarely take offline action. The distance and low personal cost create a gap between expressed concern and concrete aid. Field observations. Naturalistic studies, e.g., observing subway passengers, show that real-world constraints, fear of legal repercussions, interact with group size and context, revealing that when people feel truly present, they behave more like real-world bystanders. Helping rates rise when VR avatars represent friends, or when scenarios feel unambiguously dangerous. Conclusion. Bystander apathy is far from a one-size-fits-all rule. Whether people help in the presence of others depends on nuanced social and situational dynamics. Shared identity with the victim can spark intervention in large groups. Clear emergencies can cut through diffusion of responsibility. Cohesive groups coordinate aid more swiftly than crowds of strangers and virtual settings. Appreciating these moderating factors not only enriches our theoretical understanding, but also guides practical strategies such as bystander training programs, building community ties, and translating virtual engagement into tangible support, ultimately fostering a more responsive, empathetic society.